I am hearing your chair. It's maybe the loudest thing ever invented.
I know. I need to grease it up. It seems to be mostly...
Please stop. Please stop.
You didn't like that?
It was awful.
Welcome to Drafted. I'm your host, Daniel Prentice, and as always, I am joined by my dear friend and co-host, Preston Thompson. Preston, how are you doing today, my friend, and what are you drinking?
I'm good, Dan. It's been like a solid month since we've recorded. I've missed you. I've missed your bright, shining face on my computer screen. I'm drinking a gin and tonic with a little splash of Saint Germain in there. It's the weekend. We're going to party like it's the weekend. So yeah, it's been great. Played about 8 hours of Stardew Valley today. Feeling really good.
Whoa.
Really good about that. Oh yeah. I was much more productive in the Stardew Valley world than I would have been in the work world had I really put my mind to it. So I decided I was just going to lean into it.
Fair enough. And I don't know why I'm even going to ask this next person what she's drinking, because I think in all the times she's been on the program, she's never had anything to drink but water. But Kelsey Hayden, thank you so much for coming on the program. Thank you. And what are you drinking tonight?
To be honest, I always forget about that aspect of Drafted, the double meaning. So again, I'm not drinking anything, but I am eating a bag of Aero Minis.
Nice.
Wait, what are Aero Minis?
Oh, you guys don't have Aero bars. Wait a minute.
No, we do not.
So I forgot about that.
No.
So the Aero bar, that's like the bubbly chocolate. It's a little mini version. Yeah, and
I feel like that would be better in a mini version than the bar.
It's
I
very
had the bar
satisfying.
and it was okay, but
yeah, I
feel
really
like
like
the minis
them.
are
They're very
probably pretty
light. I can eat 100. So
Ooh.
wow.
yeah.
Now I will say I'm going to put Kelsey on the spot here because she messaged us at this point 2 months ago, Preston, saying that that she was going to send us Canadian snacks that we were going to get to do,
And I will.
Best day of my life.
Of them.
Best day of my life when I got that
In my
message. I was so
defense,
excited.
I messaged 2 months ago, and Preston answered 1 month ago. So
Listen.
That's part of the delay.
Is this true? I'm checking.
He was very
I did take
long to
quite
reply.
a lot of time.
Weeks at least.
I couldn't make up my mind. There were so many great choices.
But yeah, that's the deal, though. I am going to send you guys both a little box of Canadian snacks. Obviously, I've tried them all, but then you guys can try. I think, Daniel has tried some of them, but then you guys can try and rate and all of that.
Okay. Yeah, and that will be this is how much we appreciate Kelsey. She came to us as selling it as patron only content. So only the patrons are going to get to see that. And we'll make it, so Kelsey can see it as well, obviously, but
thank you.
I have a bone to pick.
Sure.
Before we get started, I just think because this is the only time I really get to talk to Kelsey in the audio format. Sometimes I text her about
in front of people
moving to Canada. Yeah, but this is the only time I get to put her on the spot like this. So I think, not saying this is a bad thing yet, there is a clear line between Kelsey being on Drafted and me downloading the TikTok app. That is the reason I downloaded TikTok. This is correct. She came on the show. We drafted apps. She talked about how great TikTok was, and then I lost the next couple years of my life.
Yeah.
Around this time 2 weeks ago, my TikTok feed started to slowly change, and I'm not entirely sure how, but I ended up on what people call PEI talk, Prince Edward Island talk, and now I'm being served maybe 2 to 3 videos a day about how great the area where Kelsey lives is. And I don't follow Kelsey. I don't think we've not exchanged messages about this in the app, but I'm now pretty convinced that you are just putting forward some sort of sleeper cell operation. You got me on TikTok and you're like, okay, make him think he's safe for a year and a half. And then start just slowly serving him Canadian content.
We've been worried about the Chinese government the whole time, but it's actually,
it's not the Chinese.
Kelsey who runs TikTok.
It's the Nova Scotians. So, it's the Nova Scotians. How could they have done this to me?
But see, I wouldn't bother with that because I don't think I need to sell you on moving to Canada.
It's pretty good. The TikToks do a great job. I mean, it looks gorgeous.
PEI
it's beautiful.
Is a magical place.
People really like it. So they're better than TikToks I've seen about America. Let's put it that way.
To say the least.
Boy. Well, thank you for joining us anyway, Kelsey.
Despite
even though
that.
you absolutely never have anything to drink. I am drinking, and this will be very appropriate. I had it last episode too, but it's going to be very appropriate for this episode, as you'll soon discover. I'm drinking a Land Shark lager. Yeah, very, very appropriate for what we'll be drafting in just a minute. So, Preston, since we're here, why don't you tell us what our draft is this week?
Tonight we are drafting our perfect day on the beach. Summertime's just around the corner. I was just at the beach last week. I realized I forgot half the stuff that we're about to talk about on this list. It was not a fun time. But we're going to be more prepared in the future. And consider this show one of our informational episodes. You know, every now and then we try and make you a better person by the end than you were at the beginning of listening to this. I'd say that happens with pretty much 100% of our shows. So I'm really excited for everybody to learn a little something today. I don't think Daniel agrees with my assessment of how helpful we are as a podcast.
No, I think, honestly, I think we should get government funding as an essential for everyday living.
We have 2 separate government employees on the podcast right now.
It's true.
So I think
For 2 separate federal governments.
we can look into some joint grant opportunities. I'm sure that's how that works.
Did you know about your drink, Daniel? So Land Shark is in Canada too, but apparently American Land Shark is way, way better. And it's so much better that every single time my friend Scotty goes to the US, which is often because we go for like sectionals, regionals, like a bunch of ultimate tournaments, he always maxes out the number of Land Shark he brings back over the border. So when we went to watch...
What is that number? Do they have a cap?
So it depends on the number of people in the car and the amount of time you've been across. So when we went to Maple Hill last year to watch the MVP Open, him and I were in America for like 4 days, and then we also drove my partner home because he was at regionals, and so Scotty used all of our like allotment, and so it was like 75 or something like that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Holy
and
shit.
then he drinks the American Land Shark like all year, and just like refills each time he goes to the States.
How bad must Canadian Land Shark be? Because American Land Shark, it's not bad, but there's nothing special about it.
Yeah, I don't really know. But he swears that it's better. So
Wow.
he's also a very particular person. So
How strange.
Yeah.
That's a very weird story. I'm glad I know it. But Preston, I asked you this once already, and somehow you gave me like a weird. Oh no, you did say we're drafting the perfect day, but you didn't say that we're doing the categories.
Oh yeah. Well, listen.
You glossed over that.
We can't just pick best stuff because that's not fun. We have. We're gonna make 6 picks as per usual over 5 categories. 1 category is gonna be taken from twice. I'm not gonna read all of the options of every category, but I will say you can pick the beach you are at geographically, the seating you're bringing with you, your snacks and drinks combo, your shade/sun protection, and your toys and activities. It felt weird just to list toys because we're all like either at 30 or
Adults.
approaching 30. Yeah, but listen, they're toys. Let's be honest. Everybody wants a good toy when you go to the beach. I don't mean like when I say activities, I don't mean like a good book. You know, that's not what I mean. We're trying to have some fun.
this is social.
Sure. But yeah, this is the format where Preston has come up with like 3 options, or in the case of the toys and activities, 6, because we're picking for that category twice. So one person is going to be stuck with something. Hopefully you listeners like this format, because I very much enjoy this format.
Me too.
Our draft order, as determined by random.org, I am picking first, Preston second, and then Kelsey third, and as always, snake style draft, so reverse order on even rounds.
Not random.
Very much not rigged. Super duper fair and not rigged.
Listen. I just do what random.org tells me to do. You know. Mm-hmm. They are the only AI for me.
We exist
because it's
at
not
their
even
pleasure.
AI. It's just randomness. So if we're all good to get started here, I think I'll go ahead and make the first pick of the draft.
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. Well, I am going to go to my specific beach category because I think that one clearly has the worst thing And so well, there's one option that's near and dear to my heart. It is because it's this type of beach that I grew up going to my entire life. I'm going to go ahead and take Fiji because that seems pretty sweet.
Far and above. Far and above. I will say your vibe is pretty locked, though. Because you're not going to get bumpin'. It's not a place where people are particularly going to, like, meet others and mingle, you know?
I don't think that's true.
What?
You're sort of at... I'm envisioning you're at, like, a Sandals. 0. But I'm envisioning you're at, like, a Sandals, and, like, nobody goes to Sandals to meet other people.
I'm imagining, like, a wild Fiji beach. Where, like, maybe they do one of those, like, moonlight parties or whatever. Could be anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're really trying to constrict this great pig by me, and I'm not going to let you do it.
Yeah. Once, and I mean for once, I am on Prentice's side.
Wow. All
right, it is so clearly fair. The obvious number 1 pick. In this
yeah, it does seem pretty good.
All right. Well, try to follow it.
Preston?
I mean, the question is, like, do I actually just want to completely screw Kelsey as we're 11 minutes into our recording? I mean, that's like the fastest anyone's ever gotten totally boned. I mean, I kind of do. I kind of do want to do that, though, because, like, it's just so obvious. So I'm also going to take my beach.
Wow, losers.
Sorry, Kelsey. I know.
Yeah, whatever. Which is, over, and then you're just mean to them.
I know, and then we just pick on them the whole time. I thought about, actually, for this category, well, I'll say, okay, first of all, I'm picking the beach of the Florida Gulf. I'll get to where exactly I'm envisioning that in a second. But I thought about just putting the 3 beaches the 3 of us would have grown up going to, so that we could really get personal and really be like, your childhood experience is invalidated because mine was better. But I feel like that
again, I would have lost that, though.
Well, yeah, some cold-ass Canadian beach. I mean,
yeah, my
do they even have the ocean up there? No.
And, like, frigid temperatures.
They're pretty, though.
Yeah, they are pretty. They're different looking.
Wait, so what beaches did you go to growing up, Preston?
It would be South Carolina, Hilton Head, which is where my parents live now, but that was, like, our vacation spot.
Gotcha.
Which are very nice. I would say better to me than the Florida Gulf beaches, but the Florida Gulf are, like, pretty world renowned, so I feel good about that. I don't know which particular place I should go.
Oh, just a
Sandals. I'm sort of looking at a Sandals in the Florida Gulf, the Panama City Beach Sandals.
Are you assuming
I'm sort of looking for Daniel's guidance on which Gulf beach I should be going to here.
Well, the one I always went to was real nice. St. George Island. It's a little sleepier than, like, Destin, which it would probably be, like, a lot of people's
I have done,
choice.
What's it called, 30A in Destin? Is that the popular one? 30A, 48? I don't know. There's a stretch of beaches in Destin that's popular for, like, spring breakers. I've definitely done that.
Yeah.
It's the name of the road. I'm going to get so shamed over this. I'm pretty sure it's 30A. It's like everybody,
I have no
because a bunch of people drive around down here with 38 bumper stickers, and you're like, oh yeah, that's a certain kind of person, you know. It's like the fish life sticker.
Yeah, but it's like very very pretty, like snow white beaches.
Just like Wildwood, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Really good deep sea fishing in Destin. That's like whenever I've gone to Destin, it's mostly been for deep sea fishing. But yeah, St. George Island. It's been a few years now, but like was voted best beach in America by like one of the tourism magazines.
Right. Well, I'm not going to specify on the graphic or anything which one it is because by the rules of the game, I took a Florida Gulf beach. But I'll say for the record, I think I shouldn't get the island. I'll go for Destin. Destin seems like the medium here.
I will say, like, down in Sarasota, too, is real nice. Siesta Key. Pretty beach down there. You get really pretty sunsets there because you're looking west.
Do we take this opportunity to talk about what Kelsey is just permanently stuck with now on her beach location?
Well, I'm not picking it now, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but we'll get there. We'll get there when she picks it. She also, teased it. So
yeah,
gotcha.
Sure.
But yeah, we'll get to it when she picks it, presumably at the very end.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay, so at least this will be the first pick or the first 2 picks out of other categories. So let me think. So I the location was obviously the first choice. Like getting one of those 2 locations was obviously the right choice. So good on you there.
I feel so bad about that. It feels really cruel.
You didn't feel bad enough to not make the pick.
No,
that's
not quite.
horseshit.
There was not an obvious next choice that I was like really hankering for.
Okay, well, what I'm gonna pick, so I'm gonna start with seating. And so I'm gonna pick the best seating option, which is a cabana. I also should mention that when we get to my location, I know nothing about it. I'm just assuming it's like dirty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, hold on. We shouldn't pass judgments. We'll get there when we get there. But based on the crowd you're likely to run into, cabana is what you want. Because now there's like a level of...
I mean, like, cabana just feels cool, no matter where you are. Whether it's a sandals resort in Fiji or, you know, like Dominican Republic. A cabana, you feel cool. Because those cost money per day. So you're like...
You're important.
Exactly. For example, I've never been in a cabana.
Yeah. And I have a question here because when I envision a cabana, it's roofed. No.
Yes.
I'm picturing like fabric.
Yeah, like a fabric, roof, and then curtains sort of draping down, and then there are cushioned lounge chairs in it with like a little side table. Yeah, which is all super helpful because you don't have.
I will say.
But you don't have to drag that stuff out there. That's really the biggest thing. Is like I'm not really carrying anything except a cooler now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's my follow-up question, or not even really a question, but just gonna point this out. One of our other categories is shade.
Mm-hmm. This is actually a good point. Do I have to take one thing from every category?
Yes.
I think yes.
Interesting. Okay, that's fine. I don't need anything from shade, but sure.
Well, yeah, presumably you could build out your beach fort if you had extra levels of shade. You could conquer more territory.
I could waste my time and do that.
But it's a fair point. We did double up a little bit.
That's okay.
Because I really wanted somebody to get completely screwed by just having to bake.
And here we are.
Like a lobster.
You know what, though? All that being said, it's important that I have the cabana because I am a ginger from Canada. And I can't spend time on a beach without shade protection, significant shade protection. So, you know, it like health-wise, it's good as well.
Are you going to be able to leave the cabana at all?
Rarely.
Oh.
Yeah. Like
at night? You're just going to sit there and wait.
Do we live on the beach?
the cover of darkness.
I was under the impression
finally, I can go in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is specifically like day on the beach, right?
Well, yeah,
if it's living on the beach, then I think I'm doing much better than you guys.
Oh yeah, you're already ahead of the ball. I did have in the category for a while.
Much more important.
I had a category for a while of time of day, and I was trying to have some fun with time of day. Like you'd have to do this at midnight, but I think that really defeats a lot of the other purposes we're going for.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of these things would be
All right, so good pick by Kelsey. What is your second pick?
I'm torn between snacks and drinks and toys and activities. Because I think both of those are pretty critical to a good beach day. But I think if I'm spending the day, I need some like fun, enjoyable nourishment. So I am going to go with sandwiches / subs and cold beers and seltzers. Yeah. Because I do think like cracking open a can in that cabana, no matter what other like scrubs are around me or what situation I'm in, like that's pretty good. Also, anything else you're all gonna starve, so I'm gonna go with that.
Here's my problem here. Who describes nourishment as fun?
Anybody who enjoys food.
Yeah, Dan.
No.
Oh my God! I eat to live. I do not live to eat.
Listen, it's cruel that you said fun because when you say fun, it makes me you're going toys and activities here and leaving snack and drink for either me or Preston. But you didn't do that, and for some reason you described nourishment as fun. But this is clearly the best pick here, so you know, I just am upset about it, and I'm lashing.
Yeah, it is.
I don't
want
to be so predictable. I'm just trying to be interesting. Keep listeners.
Well, and you're setting a vibe, right? Suddenly you get to be a lot friendlier with all the people around you because you've got drinks.
That little sound.
Is great. Yeah. Also, I listed subs in particular because I would imagine. I didn't want to say this. I didn't want to get this granular with it, but I would imagine this is a shared experience between me and Daniel. If you've been on the beach for like 3 hours, and your mouth is sort of like dried out, and like you're sort of like starting to get a little tired, and then you have a Publix sub sandwich. It's the best thing you've ever tasted in that moment. For the next 10 minutes, it is the best thing you've ever had. It just hits the spot so well.
I was so curious at the beginning of that story how that could possibly be unique to both of you and not me. But now that you've mentioned Publix, I
Now
assume
it is
that's a
clear.
store. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
I thought you meant a pub sub, like a sub from a pub. And I was like, we have pubs,
No.
Preston. And I wouldn't go to one
Not
on
your
the way to the
idiot
beach.
pubs. Not your idiot
No,
pubs.
and not for a sub. Certainly not for a sub.
Certainly not for a
Publix
sub.
is a grocery store?
Yes.
Well, it's a grocery store.
And they make the
in the southeast.
best just deli sandwiches. Oh,
Right.
they're
They do
so
make really good subs. The trick to the best pub sub experience on the beach is to keep it in the cooler.
Yes.
Of course. Or in the
And
shade
wrap
of
it well enough in like the bag where it's not going to
Keep it
get
wrapped
wet or
so it
anything.
stays dry.
Yeah. Oh
Yep.
man, it's the best.
All right, Preston. Your second pick.
Well, I got to screw Dan here because now
Come on.
there's one of the options here that's just super limited.
Being the middle pick is too powerful here.
I'm taking the second item in the snacks and drinks category, which is a very healthy, not as fun as what Kelsey got, but serviceable pretzels and Gatorades.
I think healthy is a stretch.
Healthy is a real stretch.
All right,
Real stretch.
all right, fine. Gatorade is a nice thing to have out on the beach when you're hot and you're sweating.
Sure. Yep.
It's true.
I don't know what in my brain made me pick pretzels. I think I was trying to pick something that would be least sand ruinable, and for some reason I landed on pretzels as like a snack.
Are these like big soft pretzels or pretzels you get in a bag?
Crunchy
I think
little ones.
they're not big soft pretzels. Yeah, they're like the Snyder's things you get in the little bag.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
drop one big soft pretzel.
I was
that
gonna,
day's
your whole
ruined.
day's done. It's done.
Day over. Best day ever for the ends.
if you have-
But
If you have multiple, you know.
I
No.
mean, who's bringing
All right, so this-
multiple big soft pretzels?
Yeah, I brought multiple
come
big
on.
soft pretzels from the carnival to the beach.
Well, like if you're at the like the boardwalk, you know, you could like buy probably some
Run
fresh
back and
pretzels.
forth. I suppose maybe.
Yeah.
Only
Yeah.
one of us has a boardwalk at our beach here, and let's not make the argument for her, Dan. Come on.
So I do think that them being like the hard, dry, and I do like pretzels like that, but they're not what I want on the beach. The Gatorades are nice though, but I like as a snack, I'm never bringing those kind of pretzels.
Pretzels need to go with something. Like pretzels as a part of party mix, totally fine. Pretzels along with other things, but pretzels alone, I get bored of them very fast.
What would be your snack
No.
that
My
you
mouth
bring,
is just
Dan,
getting
outside of like a full
Dried
meal?
out. Chips.
Chips, yeah.
But
Chips
I
are
feel
the
like
best beach
chips, to me, I would get sand on chips.
What are you doing?
I don't know why I think I wouldn't get sand
Yeah,
on
how are you
pretzels.
What are you
They're
like
chips.
scooping off the sand? Like what? And the pretzel just doesn't hold it because it has holes. Like what do you?
Yes. Science. No, it's got rounded edges, so the sand is not resting on a flat surface.
So for me, and I think this will be a shared experience between Daniel and I actually just don't get the sand on the food because I'm an adult.
I haven't,
That's usually my
haven't
go-to
tried
as well.
that. I haven't
I
tried that.
would recommend. You said the beach day the other day wasn't very good. Well, I bet it will significantly improve with this little hack.
Yeah, a little life hack: don't put sand on
Don't
your
put
the
sand
food you eat
on
at the
food.
beach.
Just like wipe your hands
Got
before
it.
you eat.
Got it.
Yep,
Okay.
and not over your food. Away from
Little-
away
Away
from
from the food. Okay, not above the open bag? Okay,
No.
got it.
Don't do that. Don't do it that way.
All right.
All right. Well, yeah, you've royally boned me here. Middle pick OP. I'm deciding. All right. Let's see. Well, I mean, I don't know what to do here. I think I need to lock down shade. And I'll go. I didn't know what this was until right before our draft started. But I'm gonna go with a wind shade and sunscreen here because your boy needs sunscreen when he's at the beach. I don't have Kelsey's cabana, and I'm not much less fair than Kelsey. So I need my sunscreen. I'm gonna need to reapply many times throughout the
What's
day.
your go-to SPF?
50 probably.
Wow, living dangerously.
I know, really, right on the edge.
Wait,
Wow.
does it go higher than
Yeah.
that?
Mine's 75, but
now.
I used to be at a 100. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a 110.
So I have heard.
That's
and I don't
just
know
a
if it's
shirt.
true.
You're just spraying a shirt onto
I'm
yourself.
just in a cabana.
I don't know if this is true, but I heard once that basically once you're beyond like 50, 60 around there, like the SPF isn't actually doing anything more for you.
So I heard that, but I heard that it means you have to reapply less often if tire. Again, I've not done any search into this, but
I would doubt that because don't you just have to reapply when the sunscreen like wears off?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe like the
Not
110 is like so thick it just never wears in. It is like
That's the
glue on
thing.
your face.
I feel like it doesn't ever actually go away. So I feel like if you were swimming,
sunscreen?
Oh my god,
it's a nightmare. It literally is really like bad. Taking a glue stick and putting it on your face. It's horrible.
Is that like the black stuff?
No, it's like really thick, like almost like a purpley hue on your skin. Like it's white, but it's made of like zinc or something. It's like a slightly, I think, maybe slightly better for you, but it's a nightmare to apply. Like it is whatever benefits it's causing me, it's not worth it. It's
being taken away by how unpleasurable an experience is.
And you look like I look like a weird, like, purpley ghost when I wear it. So I don't like it.
Weird purpley ghost.
Yeah, it's not my thing.
Okay, so now I have to try to shift the image of purple ghost Kelsey out of my head and make my follow pick here. Oh, goodness. I think I go seeding as next important. Mm-hmm. I kind of like all of the activities except for one are pretty good, and even that one I think you could honestly sell as like not being bad. So I'm gonna leave my activities for later, and I am going to take beach chairs.
Yeah, makes sense.
I don't think it's fair
for
Mr. Sand himself to be left with a towel because he's never going to be able to.
It's true. I can't get this stupid sand out of my pretzels.
Yeah. Good luck enjoying those pretzels you picked with your last pick.
Have you guys seen these new magic towels that like the sand goes through them?
No.
Kind of thing. That's what I need. I did. I dreamt it. It was a fever dream.
Well, invent that though. You'd make a killing.
I swear to God, it's a real thing. They're like just fine enough where sand can go through them, but then you can just put stuff on it.
I'm Googling this.
Okay. Disappearing sand towel.
Sandproof towel. Okay, wait. Hang on. If the sand goes through it,
yes.
Then when you put it on the ground and you sit on it, you're just sitting on sand.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's a one-way. It's a one-way towel.
Wait.
It's just a straw mat.
It's one way. Kelsey's right. It's one way. No, it's real. I swear it's real.
How could it be a one-way?
Look at okay. I found it. A sandproof blanket, sand-free, lightweight, compact, large beach towel, matte, fast dry, waterproof, easy clean, ultra portable blanket, Blue 79.
Sandproof.
That's
the
Amazon
are two very different things.
Did you say sand? You said waterproof, which is the last thing I want my towel to be.
It says sandproof.
Sandproof.
Yeah, you're right. A waterproof towel is bad. It's a bad thing. It's okay. It's not really a towel. It's a mat. It's a mat.
So it's just like a tarp.
So you can't pick it.
It's a tarp. No, I'm not picking it. I wasn't
chilling on the beach on a tarp.
Every time you roll over. Very disruptive.
Hey, he might have a snowball's chance in hell of keeping his pretzels sand free that way though, with a fucking tarp.
Yeah, the name of the game here is size. If the tarp is just 30 feet by 30 feet, then nothing's actually approaching me.
All right, Preston. You can't take a tarp with your third pick.
No, I'm not going to take a tarp.
Instead?
I'm not going to take a tarp. Like all my childhood memories being on the beach with a tarp. Mm-hmm. They say towels are for people who earn them, Preston. You get a tarp.
That's tough.
All right, well, there's a clear choice here for me because if I don't get this, I'll die. And then it's going to be a very bad day at the beach. And I'm going to take the umbrella and sun shirt. Note there, listener, does not come with sunscreen. This is going to be a problem for my Irish ancestry. Not going to work out.
Are you going long sleeve shirt here?
We're going sun hoodie. We're going something very akin to what I actually have on right now, which is what I usually do. And then, the hood comes up and all is well. Because the back of the neck is where you got to protect, and the top, shoulder part.
The sun hoodie is nice, but are you getting in the water with it?
Yes. And you know what? This is the nice part about being married, is because I have given up this idea that people are seeing me and I should feel bad about that. And instead I'm like, nope, don't give a shit. I'm going to be like, the youngest dad out here and just wear my soaking, sopping wet sun shirt in the ocean.
But who cares what that looks like? That feels
though.
awful.
Oh, it feels kind of great, actually. If it's really hot, if it's like last week of July and the Florida Gulf, if it's really hot, when you get out, you've still got like a nice, cool layer there.
It's not an experience I can relate to.
It gets hot. It gets hot quickly, and it's sticky.
Like that clinginess.
It's a little sticky.
Ooh.
It's a little sticky.
Yeah. Also, say sayonara to your unchafed nipples, my friend.
If they are that way now.
It's a fair point, yeah. Say hello again to an old friend. It's like you never left.
This is tough. I know you felt like you had to go with this.
Well, because here's the alternative. If I don't have an umbrella or a sun shirt, Preston, me, your friend, will turn into a medium rare piece of Wagyu beef. And we can't be having that.
Preston gets sunburned worse than any person I've ever known in my life.
Yes. And just quick shout out to the Neutrogena spray sunscreen SPF 75 is the go.
Neutrogena is the best sunscreen.
The top of class. And also it works so much better if you're getting in a pool or in the ocean than the ones that claim to be like the sport ones. No. Get out of here with that shit. It's so good. I was just in Miami and I was very intoxicated, so I kept forgetting to put on sunscreen. But I put it on once in the morning, and I went on a boat for 8 hours, and I was totally fine.
That would be.
Well, I wasn't totally fine, but I wasn't sunburned. I
would also like to say that I've been around Preston who's completely dead-ass sober, and he also forgets to put on the sunscreen.
Yeah, that's true. I try to make some sort of excuse. Yeah, it's so annoying. It's so sticky.
I think, as ridiculous as the last option in the shade category is, I think there is a realistic argument that it would provide better, more enjoyable sun protection than what you just picked.
Hard disagree. There's no way.
Right, well, we can get there when it gets picked. I won't jump the gun there just yet. But I'm concerned for you. I think maybe you in particular should have prioritized sun protection
some sort of
a little
shade.
Bit more.
But listen,
yeah.
I'm not as concerned because I have the shirt now, so I'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I guess, can I choose to not have to wear it in the ocean? I mean, it seems like in the spirit of the draft, I sort of have to wear it all the time. Yeah, but I'm not.
Yeah, you're very
in terms
vulnerable.
of time, and Daniel, you and I have done beach trips together. In terms of time where we're like literally sitting in the water for extended periods of time, doesn't happen very often. You're mostly sitting outside and you're dipping in to get cool and then coming back.
Okay. All right. I can only hope that people who are voting for your sake aren't as sunburn prone as yourself.
Odds are that they aren't.
Yeah. Yes, I agree.
I mean, generally, the three people here.
This is the one thing I'm good at. It's the one thing I'm good at.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm a ginger, so don't take this from me.
All right, Kelsey. One thing we can't take from you is your pick here, the final pick of the first half of the show before a halftime breather. So give us the final pick of the third round.
I just came to the realization of how bad my last two picks are going to be. I mean, not realization.
We're all in
that boat. But anyways, that's fine. Okay, I'm going to pick something fun from the toys and activities category.
Wow. Toys and activities. Okay. Mom bought a big old bag. Reach on in and see what you get.
Mm-hmm. And I think I'm going to pick... A lot of these are really fun, for the record. Like, I think this is a great list of activities. But I'm gonna pick Old Reliable. I'm gonna pick a Frisbee.
Yep.
It's, I have a feeling this is a Frisbee loving audience, at least in part. Yeah. But I'll just really personally
here,
Frisbee is the most fun to me to just toss around on the beach. And even if you're bad at Frisbee or don't play Frisbee, you can still throw it around a bit, and on the beach.
Just put those people downwind, Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
They get nailed. Zooming in. Yeah. But yeah, Frisbee, all-time great beach activity, in my opinion.
It's true.
I'm just probably not as good as the two of you,
Probably.
but I hit people pretty much every time when I'm playing Frisbee.
I mean, I think that's a receiver error. How close are you?
A receiver error.
Within reason.
Yeah, like how close are you, and how
maybe
hard are you throwing it?
hard and not close. So this is part of the problem. Is that I'm like, oh, the how often do you get a tailwind that's this enticing? And you're like, okay, run 150 yards away from me, and I'll hit you in between those two third-grade field trips.
No. 150 yards, no shot.
No, I was exaggerating, Kelsey. Come on. Maybe, though. I don't know. Give me a good tailwind.
No. No shot.
No, but I was just playing Frisbee on the beach with some buddies in Miami, and we hit somebody. And I feel like every time I've ever done this, we hit somebody.
How and where where on their person were they hit?
Well, so we did hit a security vehicle that was driving by.
Yeah.
That wasn't me. But it felt
What happened
it
there?
felt egregious. Listen, sometimes they get away from you, you know?
Did the person get out? Like, what happened?
No, they just sort of stopped and then kept going. They thought they hit a child, and then once they realized it wasn't a child, they just sort of kept going.
Why would you feel bad about hitting a
who cares?
security vehicle?
Listen,
They're like equipped for that.
it's a fair point.
They're just testing.
Yeah.
I would be worried about getting in trouble with some, wannabe cop on a power trip, but
That has
wouldn't give a damn about hitting
also
his
happened.
truck.
That has also happened. I hit a small child in the head.
You what?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember where I was for this.
Oh, it just
but
happens so
mortifying.
often that you're mixing up all the.
It was
details.
so unbelievably
Can't keep the
mortifying.
time to hit children straight.
I'm sort of surprised this wasn't with you, Daniel, in Hilton Head.
In my experience, Daniel never hits children.
Well, I wasn't going to blame it on him.
Thank
It
you,
was
Kelsey.
certainly me, because it's still traumatizing. I just can't remember where it was. But I hit a 3 to 4 year old, just like right in the nape of the neck.
Ooh, wow. Knocked him.
And felt very bad about
Did
that.
he?
Gotta be more careful, man.
No, I mean, started crying a little bit, and then Mom yelled at me, and I lost all my self-confidence. And
So do you just
I gave
choose
up
to
the
throw
sport.
frisbees on like crowded beaches?
I don't really go to uncrowded beaches. Like, it's not really I feel like to go to an uncrowded beach, you've got to walk so far. You know what I mean?
Not many people in Canada.
Fair. Interesting. We'll dig into that later.
Yeah.
Topic for a future show.
Oh, yeah. Beach Future Show, yeah. All right, well, Frisbee... Boy, we learned a lot about Preston there. Frisbee is the last pick of the first half of the draft. When we come back after a quick breather, Kelsey will have the first pick to start us off.
All right, Dan, real quick, a little mini draft of Patreon perks that our Patreon subscribers get. Go ahead.
Ooh. Okay. My first pick is going to be getting ad-free episodes that also have bonus content that normal plebes never get to hear.
Well, the best thing we've ever done for our patrons, which I'm fine to get on second pick here, is the actual cocktail tasting that we did with Pat, you, and myself, where we put our money where our mouth is and we drank our actual cocktails that we drafted on the show. You've got to see that video because I'm a little ashamed it's out there, but boy, go find it.
Yeah, Preston keeps referencing that too. Like, it's changed his life, that episode, so you got to check it out. And a big shout out to the people who are already supporting us on Patreon. We got Adriax, Sarah M. Prentice. I wonder who she's related to. Lindsay Sue, Ben Liska, Bobby Duggleby, Tim Votang, Shark Lady, Cody Glazer, and MC Prentice. Boy, a whole lot of Prentices on there. Shout out to the Prentice clan.
The Thompsons got to step it up.
Yeah, we really got to get on that. But yeah, thanks so much to everyone who supports us on Patreon already. You guys aren't hearing this ad, so I don't know why we even did this bit. But, if you want to know that other people are hearing your name next time, join us and support us on Patreon. We'd love you a lot. Okay, we are back. Kelsey, you have the first pick of the fourth round.
Yeah, so I'm going to pick another toy/activity, but I'm very torn on what I want to pick. So part of me, so thinking that Frisbee is a better activity when there's not a lot of wind, I'm considering an activity that's good when there is a lot of wind, so that regardless, I get to have an activity, a good activity at the beach. So that's one of my considerations. However, I also am thinking that maybe a slightly more chill, relaxed activity could be nice, because not everybody is like a get up on the beach, throw a frisbee, lay out kind of person. So that's where I'm torn. I need to make the final call. I think I'm going to throw back to something I actually haven't done in a really long time. And it's actually probably not what you're thinking I'm going to pick, but I'm going to pick a kite. I also haven't done the other activity in a long time. But I think kites are really fun. They're really enjoyable. I think they're a shorter activity. You don't play with a kite for as long as you would probably play with a frisbee, I would say, unless you have like a really cool kite or you're like a good kiter, if that's a thing. I'm
a stunt kiter. I get hired for films.
But if you have a kite,
you're just mean with a kite.
Everybody loves watching the kite. So you're kind of doing a service for the whole beach, as long as you're not annoying. And if you're like Preston, you're probably gonna like hit children with the kite. But if you're a responsible kiter, then it's fun for lots of people. Yeah. And it's fun to look at. You can also just like kind of, like I said, if there's a bit of wind, you can just like park your butt down and sit and just kind of hold the kite. So I think it's like a reasonable balance of not too much activity. And like I said, it covers me. If it's windy, I'm kiting. If it's not too windy, I'm frisbeeing. Guaranteed fun.
Okay. I just so disagree with this.
Interesting.
I don't see this as fun at all. Granted, I've never done it. I'm like, what's his face from Mary Poppins or something, where I'm like, how could that be fun for the children? Get out of here. Leave me to my banking.
That sounded exactly
Mr.
like
Banks.
you.
Mr. Banks.
Mr. Banks. Yeah, leave me to my Mr. Banks banking. Okay, but listen. Any activity where you could literally just set it and forget it doesn't seem very fun. And you've also created an invisible string to hit people in the face as they walk by and aren't paying attention. Now, granted, maybe I'm not a pro
where the kite
like
is.
you.
The kite's up.
It's on land, right?
in the sky.
It's in the sky?
Horizontal clothesline to just take out innocent bystander. Kites are in the sky. They're up. String is up.
But when the wind drops a little bit,
you're not understanding.
I guess
kiting takes a little bit of skill.
Explain it to me.
You have to keep the line taut, and so it takes some skill. You have to like move it around. You have to like let some go, and then you tighten it up again. I mean, I've been to a kite festival.
Before we get further into explaining a kite, that's interesting. I want to crack into that. But first, I need to ask Preston, because I don't think he's seen the end of Mary Poppins.
He goes
and
flies
Mr.
a kite.
Banks as his example for why kites are bad.
Well, listen, that family, I'm sure, went bankrupt very soon after that when he quit his stupid banking job.
Wow,
in this economy, Dan? Yeah, sorry. Listen, he flies a kite, and it's very fun. I guess I just am mad that I've never done it before. But really, it doesn't seem as fun as some of the other activities on here.
I have the fun activity.
Is it a group activity? Is flying a kite a group activity?
It's actually an activity for the whole beach.
No.
They watch the kite.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You don't get to make that decision for people.
Yes,
you don't get to do that.
Well, no, you're not making a decision. You're giving it as an option.
It's nice.
For people to watch.
It's not optional if it's in my view line of sky.
Again, I don't think you get it.
I was so excited to look at sky,
Do you know
and
how
instead there is
big?
kite.
Okay, just to be clear, your regular beach day is to walk around in a soaking wet sun hoodie, eating sand, looking straight up, throwing frisbees at children.
Yes.
Okay, so
yes,
like
I mean, listen,
problem.
You jest, but this is childhood for me.
I think the key here is that we just want to go to the beach with Preston. I think whatever we pick is going to be fine.
Not if you're a child, anyway. If you there needs to be a warning. You know, the like warning flags at beaches for undertow or dangerous wildlife. There should be one for Preston present.
Say that.
Don't bring children to the beach.
Keep sharp objects away.
A blank number of days since Preston injured a child, and then every time he comes, it's like, 0. Like.
Oh,
okay,
boy,
I mean,
we're learning so much about Preston today.
Are kites fun? I guess. I don't know, man.
I wouldn't have picked them here personally, but I think you're underselling them, Preston. My question is, what kind of kite Kelsey? Are you going like traditional diamond kite, or are you going like one of the fun like dragon kites?
I think somewhere in the middle. Like I had one growing up that was like a slightly fun shape with a lot of good tails that were really fun to watch. Mm-hmm. So I think the dragon ones, I actually think there is more skill to those of like keeping that up. So I don't know if I want like that level of concentration, but a diamond is a little bit square. So a little bit diamond. So it's I want some tails or something.
Cool. All right, you get your tails. Preston, where are you going with your pick here?
Okay. Well, because I clearly don't know how to have fun, I need to go ahead and get my toys and activities started. And I'm going to take the one that I thought was the better pick, although I think there's an interesting argument to be made against it. I'll wait and see if either of you make it. And I'm going to take bocce, the classic beach game of bocce.
I like bocce. Mm-hmm. Of the things left, it would be what I would want to do.
Sure. Keep in mind, those are the things that are left then, so good pick.
Well, I think there's one that maybe has more obvious universal appeal to others, but I could be wrong about that.
Interesting. I don't know what that could be, but okay.
I am very surprised you did not take it, because you like to do this, I know.
I do? Oh, I know what you're talking about, and we'll get to that later. But here's what I think the actual argument against bocce is, but I think I'm fine. Daniel will have to tell me. But I'm imagining, so the beaches I grew up on in Hilton Head, part of the reason I like them is because they are like flat as glass. It's not great layout sand, for sure, if you're familiar with like frisbee diving. It's not great to hit the ground in. But if I did a lot of skimboarding because it was perfectly flat. And bocce was perfect because you could, it was like a golf green. It was just laser flat. I learned how to ride a bike on that beach because it was so flat. The problem is if I go to a Florida Gulf beach, I learned how to ride a bike on the beach. But if you go to a Florida Gulf beach, are they so fluffy that bocce is now just shot put? Do the balls roll at all?
They would not roll much. And unless you're playing where like, the surf is, and it's like hard, but then, your balls are getting washed by the Gulf.
I don't know. I think it'd be fine. I was just
I think
I was where was I? Destin? We were at Destin and we did bocce, and it was okay. You had to throw them a little far.
You could do it.
But
you could do it.
It'd be fun.
Yeah, you're not going to want to roll it the whole way probably, but yeah. It would work. Now you didn't put. We can address this now, Preston. You didn't put spike ball.
Yeah.
I didn't think enough people knew about spike ball. I thought about it for sure. I didn't think it was universally known enough.
Do you think
I think
you are just like in on a spike ball secret? There's a world championship.
Kelsey is so hurtful.
Well, listen, Kelsey, there are world championships of lots of things, okay?
It's like kind of blowing my mind in the worst way tonight, though. It's like... What is going on?
You two are usually allies, too. This is shocking.
Crazy.
I know. And honestly, can I be honest, Kelsey? You were the only one, so now I feel very isolated. Just on the plethora of drafted guests, I feel a little alone. So that's going to be a fun feeling for me to explore.
Well, have a better beach experience, I guess, is the key. You learn to ride a bike on the beach. Do you not have roads?
So here's the great thing about learning how to ride a bike on the beach, is I had such a strong tailwind, I didn't even have to pedal. It literally pushed me forward.
So you didn't learn to ride a bike.
And it got me really comfortable with the balance. No, it just got me, you always want to push a kid a little bit so they can get comfortable just going in kind of a straight line. I got really comfortable with the balance of it. I'm not going to tell you explicitly what age I was when this happened, because it's a little embarrassing.
18.
You were 15?
Listen, let's just say I had a cold beer in my hand, but... Just kidding.
Did you really?
No.
Okay.
No. Okay. But the tailwind sort of like propels you forward. And not going to lie, honestly, when I'd be like, oh God, I'm going to fall, just lean towards the water and splish splash, and everything was like totally fine.
Ooh, okay, interesting. So Kelsey, I was gonna bring this up. Another bonus to the beach is like if you fall, it won't hurt as bad. Would you be an ocean leaner or a sand leaner? Because I wouldn't want to fall into the sand.
You wouldn't be a sand leaner on Hilton Head's beach. It's like a sidewalk.
Cement? Like, why did you like going there?
It's pretty hard.
I'm picturing this.
Why is it so flat?
Why is it so hard?
It's conducive to the things I did like to do, like ride my bike on the beach and skimboard.
See, this is
and,
the problem,
run.
is that
Just
when we envisioned a
run.
beach day, like Daniel and I envision like drinking in the sun, like playing frisbee, and you imagine like hitting children and riding your bike.
Yes. You gotta have a good getaway vehicle.
Fair.
Yeah, I've never ridden a bike on the beach. Like
Really?
there's bike riding, like inland.
Sure.
But
Interesting. I mean, yeah, for Gulf beaches that makes a lot of sense. But I swear, like the Carolina coast, I definitely think it's a very popular thing. I mean, they have rental stores that are beachfront properties for you to rent bikes and take them out onto the beach. So
fair enough. Do they also like drive cars on the on the beach? I know there's some beaches where you can just like drive.
Well, like a security vehicle, but they're not coming down like super low. They're like really close to the buildings. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that leaves me, and one thing is locked in for me, so it wouldn't make sense to do that now. So I'm going to take my 2 activities. I'm going to take what I thought Preston would take for sure, which is a fishing pole, which is more of a toy than an activity. I hate fishing, especially on the beach, because you never catch anything. Mm-hmm. But I know some people enjoy fishing, so I think people that are really like fishing will see that and vote for me just from that.
Here's my issue. You've made a decision about your section of the beach on behalf of everybody else.
When fishing.
Yes. Now nobody can swim there.
How much space do you think a fisherman takes up on the beach?
It's not even really about that, but if you're in Fiji, which, as we all know, are some of the most shark-infested waters in the world, if you're throwing chum into the ocean, people are going to be like, well, I don't want to go near that guy.
How do you fish you don't chum from the coast? When people fish off the beach, they're in the water usually.
Usually they're sitting on a chair and they've got the pole planted in the ground.
But they're not putting like dead seal in the
to
water.
your point, no. But you and the clubbing of the seals. We're going to have to talk about this.
I'm at the grocery store.
What does seal taste like?
Like very fishy and rubbery. It's disgusting.
That's exactly what I imagined. So I guess
it's not so appealing.
That's good. But listen, you are also right about the fact that you don't ever catch anything from that spot. Like, it's so rare.
It's more about like the journey, not the destination.
I've seen people do it. Yeah.
I think it's about
such as fishing, but
for a lot of people.
But like you could do it not on the beach. It just, I don't know. It feels like you're taking up too much space and decision making there. Maybe you're not as self-aware as I am.
you're throwing heavy balls, right?
I think yeah, bocce is taking up way more space than my fishing pole.
I don't think so. What if somebody is swimming right to left or whatever, and they're just sort of swimming down the beach, and then they get a fishing line just like right at their neck?
If you are fishing on a beach with that little awareness of where you're going, that's on you.
Yeah.
You mean if you're swimming on a beach with that little awareness of where you're going?
Yeah.
But sometimes the tide pushes you that direction. You don't ever realize it.
You got to be aware of where you are and what other people are doing.
I shouldn't have to be aware of a guy who's trying to attract predators in my direction.
This is insane rationale, and I'm just going to move on. Instead of taking it seriously,
I would like to say that all of Preston's arguments are bad, but I do think it was the worst pick left. But just for different reasons.
No way. I mean, one of them
is pretty bad.
One of them left is the same thing, but without something to actually like pass the time and potentially give you.
What is the actual difference between fishing and a kite, Kelsey? At least Daniel has a chance of catching something.
Okay, again.
You're gonna catch a freaking bird
in the air. Again, it's in the sky.
Right. So you can't catch any fish up there.
No, not trying to catch. Just enjoyment.
Yeah. This is a really good point by Preston. Mm-hmm. Really good point by Preston.
First one ever.
Most sensible thing he said all episode. Then my last pick, or not my last pick, but my second pick here, my last meaningful pick. I'm taking a sandcastle kit.
Yeah, I think I'm a little. This is what you were implying that I was going to take, but I'm like a little too self-conscious to do this as an adult. But
I thought you were going to take
the fishing pole. Not too self-conscious.
Oh, that's right.
With your sun hoodie situation, but you're too self-conscious to build a sandcastle. I mean, by your standards, you're probably going to build a sandcastle and use it as like a dip bowl.
Yeah,
for, like,
wait.
your pretzels.
Your whole spiel. Oh, listen, I don't mean to piggyback with Kelsey here because she's digging in a little hard. I feel bad.
She's twisting the knife a little bit, Dan.
Like,
yeah. Now you know. Now you know what it's like. Now you know what it's like to be to be.
I feel like I'm much more familiar with what it's like
being in Kelsey's targets
than you are, Dan.
Your whole spiel earlier was that now that you're married, you don't care what other people perceive of you. So why do you care about the sandcastle?
I guess, okay, here's what I'm thinking. If I can think through this out loud here.
Take your time.
If I'm walking down the beach and I see an older gentleman in a sun hoodie and he's building a sandcastle, my reaction is entirely dependent on how good the sandcastle is.
Oh.
Maybe that's what I'm worried about.
So you're admitting
it's like I would be building one of those like little drip things.
But you get a it's a kit, yeah. So presumably you're making like a pretty sweet sandcastle.
Don't forget though, he's used to a beach made out of cement.
Sandcastles were not easy on the Hilton Head Beach.
Doesn't sound like it.
They were not easy. You had to bring a shovel for sure.
Jesus.
Yes. Not kidding. Not kidding. Like an actual shovel was required.
All right. So I get my sandcastle kit. I don't know how Preston's going to stitch that together to make it make sense.
Just know, listener, that you missed some truly criminally incriminating information.
Oh boy. I'm gonna do him a favor, and not reference it, so that he has to leave it in.
Thank you. We call it the TAD method. When you continue to reference it, so it's uneditable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Preston, though, it is your time to make a selection.
What are we doing?
We're trying to draft the best.
What were your last two picks? You picked the sandcastle kit, and what was the second
fishing
pick?
Pole.
The fishing pole.
Oh,
the fishing pole was the first pick, technically.
I mean, aren't all my decisions... Well, they're not really made for me here, I guess. No, they are.
Are they? Are you locked in?
I think so. I'll edit this, but let's do this together. I'm tracking as only one thing left in every category.
Yeah, you're right.
Right?
That does seem to be the case.
That makes sense.
Can you just preface it with that then, Dan? And then I'll pick one and then we can talk about it.
Yeah. So Preston, you don't actually have any free will anymore. You
wow.
have two categories.
Honestly, that may turn this whole episode around for me.
Yeah.
That was where I was really messing up, were my own choices.
That's true.
You have and you know, oftentimes is how it works out with the categories, but you kind of did it to yourself here because you took well, no, I guess you would have had to go. No, you would have had an activity choice, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, you wouldn't. Never mind.
What a should have could have.
What a should have could have. You would have been locked in no matter what. But yeah, so you have to take your activity with one of these two picks, and then your seeding. So which one are you going with first, and then we can discuss it.
We'll talk about the seeding first because on the graphic it will look like I maybe didn't do so bad. Which is just towels. It's not so bad. Just lay a towel down.
Yeah,
I've had plenty of days with that.
It's really not that bad. I won't try to sell it as such. I don't know anything about these like sand invisible towels or whatever you were talking about earlier in the show. I don't think that is a real thing.
They're basically magic.
But just sitting on a towel on the beach really is not bad at all.
Well, and I have an umbrella. So now I can have the umbrella a little lower so it's not going to like blow away and like really lay down. That's my typical selection. That's what I typically do. So from that perspective, I'm doing just fine.
And because you're on like the very soft sand, pillowy beaches of the Gulf,
and not the hard concrete
than you're used to
the Carolina. Yeah. So that's it's not so bad actually. Yeah. I think that category doesn't screw over the last person too horribly.
No, that's cool.
Yeah. All right, Kelsey.
Speaking of categories that don't screw over people, my last two picks, right? Great.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's just all about optics now of the order, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think I'm kind of damned if I do, damned if I don't. But I'm gonna go with I was gonna say an unneeded shade option, but it's actually not in the sense that my shade is really not mobile. So having a little bit of mobility shade is okay. So I'm going to go with the umbrella hat.
No. That's not what it says.
Genuinely don't know.
It says one comically large umbrella hat. That's what it says here on the paper.
Where is this written? I'm not in your house.
It's not written on. It's written on the shared doc, Kelsey. Don't try and turn this on me, okay? Oh my!
Yes.
I'm being so genuine.
What have you been working from this whole time?
You never sent me a shared doc.
It's in the chat that we're all in right now.
What? I'm completely genuine. I have no idea what you're referring to.
That was genuine shock on your face right now.
Is that what that
in Riverside?
Oh my god. I had no idea.
Yeah, that big button that says chat.
And I've been wondering, I'm like,
between the three of us.
When did the sunscreen come into wow, that explains my confusion. Interesting. Okay. So what do I have?
You have no sunscreen, otherwise known as nothing, is what's written here. And is it?
Yeah, because I
nothing
have so much shade.
And one comically large umbrella hat.
You know what? I think that's fine.
I don't know how big comically large is.
It's up for interpretation.
I think massive.
If it's big enough, you will blow away in the wind.
Another activity.
Got that?
She'll be right up there with her kite.
Whee! Just tie a string around her foot.
Yeah.
Now, this is what I think is arguably better than Preston's.
I agree.
No.
Because if it's comically large and actually provides shade for your whole body without having to have the wet sun shirt top, I think it's arguably better.
So now I got my cabana where I can chill, and then when I want to venture out into the world, which honestly I won't need to very often because I have what I need in my
I don't think you're envisioning what a comically large umbrella hat looks
it's
like.
Open interpretation.
I think it's basically an umbrella that's on your head.
Yeah. That's ideal.
Yeah.
That's massive.
Comically large.
Yeah,
you have a sail
like great
now.
Sun protection.
Oh my god.
That seems like really good sun protection.
Ridiculous. Also, this guy, this model on the Amazon photo here looks so chill. He looks super cool with the fact that
it's
they're
a weird
pose
right
now. Yeah.
Also, a bonus for the sun hat is, Preston, you said your solution to your wet shirt was taking it off and just not having it when you're in the sun. You don't have to take anything off when you go, as long as you're like diving in the water. If you're just like in the water to cool down, then you get your hat on.
You could just have a regular bucket hat. You could just have a regular bucket hat.
No, that wasn't an option.
You were complaining about the back of your neck.
Yeah, it doesn't protect your whole body. Yeah.
I can't believe this has turned out the way it has. This is so dumb. This is a terrible thing to have happened.
I mean, I said this at the time when you took the umbrella and sun shirt. Now you'll look ridiculous. Don't get me wrong.
Clearly, that ship has failed.
Kelsey is also booed up, so she's not concerned about trying to convince anyone to fall in love with her at the beach. So she's kind of in the same boat as you in that regard. It doesn't care about.
For the record, I've never cared.
Perception.
But, just
you're
at the beach. Who cares?
Okay. All right.
Don't worry. It all comes crashing down. Preston. Because all of this wonderfulness that
I don't think it's as bad as you're making it.
I'm just assuming it's bad because the other two options seem good. So I guess the last pick that I'm forced.
Wait, what did I miss?
I'm taking the last pick now.
She's about to make her final pick,
which is location.
Oh, okay.
Which is compared to Fiji and Florida Gulf. I'm picking Wildwood, New Jersey. Which I was today years old when I found out that was a place and not just a tournament name.
A name of a Frisbee tournament?
Had no idea.
Yeah. It's named after the place it's in, shockingly
Makes
enough.
A lot of sense. So I Googled it, and there seems to be a Ferris wheel, and there seems to be a boardwalk.
Jersey Boardwalk, famous.
That seems fine, honestly. It does seem busy and crowded, and I assume it's dirty. But with my cabana,
now
I think I'm okay.
I'm just imagining a cabana on the beaches of Wild. You'll be the only cabana.
I will be their queen.
You'll really stick out like a sore thumb. I mean, if you guys look at pictures of Wildwoods Beach, if you look at pictures of Wildwoods Beach, this is what I was describing with South Carolina. Like, it is flat as glass. Like, it is not powdery in the slightest.
I mean, it is powdery by
so
virtue of being sand.
No, but no. You can be sand and be so compact that you're not powdery.
Why do you guys go to these places?
I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I've never been.
But for a lot of people, they're the only beach option, you know?
Anyways, I mean, it is what it is because this is where we're at. So I'm going to make the most of it with my sub sandwiches and my frisbee and my umbrella hat and my cabana.
Yeah, I don't think it's so bad. I mean, it's still a beach at the end of the day.
And I do, you know what?
It is New Jersey,
I do really like when I'm at the beach and there's, like, ice cream shops nearby. So I assume that Wildwood would have that to offer. So I like that. I like being able to go get a frozen treat. So that's what I'm thinking of. That's where I am.
That's you. That's what you're about.
You really just have to hope, Kelsey, that the rest of your picks make up for the fact that you just so far away have the worst beach.
That, but we'll see.
Yeah,
I
we'll see.
I honestly don't think it's that bad. And I know I should be attacking you now because, eye for eye or whatever, but I don't think it's that bad.
I think it's horrible. I think it's the worst selection in the history of the show. I know you were forced into it, but yeah.
How dare you?
Thanks.
Okay, cool.
There, that was for you, Preston.
Thank you. So we're back to me. Yeah, this is the de facto last pick of the toys and activities. Now, I threw this one in here in jest, but I think deep down I knew that I would be the least capable of turning it into a good time. Which it says here on the paper, my toy is nothing but the isolating reality of your own thoughts and fears. So I have that and bocce ball.
Now here's a question that I have.
Okay.
This is kind of how Kelsey framed it with her picks, as like options to do either one depending on conditions. Now, are toys and activities options?
No.
Or are they things that you must do?
We can't make that decision.
You got to do it on your beach day.
No. This is a ridiculous question to ask at the end of the draft.
Wait, so you're saying you don't want to fly a kite and play frisbee?
I specifically picked activities that work for different weather. So.
Huh. Well, my just existential loneliness works in all kinds of weather. So, I think I got you beat there. Especially potent in the rain. I think you have to try the things you've taken. Yes, or else what's the point? You don't have to stick to it. You don't have to build the best sandcastle anyone's ever seen. But you got to give it the old college try.
Yeah. An earnest effort.
So at some point this did say paddle
ball.
So
how do you think
it did earlier in the day? Did you?
Again, didn't see the doc.
This is why we do the shared doc. It's why we do the shared doc.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I never got paddleball. That's why I took it off. This is where you have those two wooden things and you hit the ball back. I don't understand the objective. Is the objective to win or to see how many keepy-uppies you can have? What's the objective?
Keepy-uppies.
Is it keepy-uppies?
Joint effort.
That doesn't sound very fun. I'd much rather have a frisbee.
Well, yeah.
I think it's probably more fun than having nothing but the isolating reality of your own thoughts and fears.
Depends on who you are. It depends on who you are. I can tell you from personal experience would not go well for me. So, gotta stay occupied.
Yeah, what? Can you paint me a picture of what you're envisioning this experience being for you, Preston?
Yes. So I bring out all my stuff, my pretzels and my Gatorade, my towels,
your sandy pretzels,
my umbrella, and my sun shirt and all that. I bring out all my stuff. I set it all up. Have a great time playing some bocce ball. Play with whoever I came with, yada yada. Then I walk up to where the ocean hits me in the feet. I take a sit down. And I watch the sun set over the horizon as the ocean washes me away into the depths of its, violent claws.
Wait, that. Hang on. Are you saying that's your fear, or you're saying that's what happens to you as you're thinking?
I'm saying I'm going to sit there long enough where it becomes a realistic possibility that I get washed away by the ocean.
Yeah,
it sounds kind of
peaceful
in a way, though.
I think this is not what you're doing. This is not the intent.
Yeah.
It has to be sadder.
have to be
I don't
sad.
know. It's
Are
pretty
feelings
sad. It's pretty sad.
Yours are
But
sad.
okay.
If you did it at the end of your life, it would be really nice, honestly. It seems like
Well, the end of the perfect day, you know, just sitting there
Yeah.
with all my friends as the ocean
Yeah.
washes me away.
Yeah.
And while Daniel hooks a great white on his fishing pole, and then it becomes unhooked just in time to swallow me whole.
To devour you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sounds good to me.
All that chum he threw in the water.
Children rejoice everywhere because finally they don't need
Yeah.
to get things thrown at them.
The children
The
are
beach is
free.
safe again. The beach is safe once again from the menace. All right, well, that leaves me with the final pick of the draft, and I have to take for my snacks and drinks 1 case of water. Now, I'm envisioning a completely unrefrigerated, uncooler, just like a case of water bottles that's going to be hot as balls
And
by the time
I
I'm
specifically gave you a case because depending on how far you're going to have to walk to get to your spot, you'd almost
lug
rather
it
have
around.
nothing. You'd almost rather just
Yeah.
leave it in the car, but no, you cannot do that. You have to take the whole case.
Yeah. Now, I will not try to spin this as a good thing. Other than that, it will be nice to have water.
It's great for your
having water at the
sandcastles.
beach-
You don't have to make multiple trips to the ocean. Great for your
Do you think
sandcastles.
he's gonna pour out the water? I'm just gonna refrain.
It's hot. It's going to be hot water. What, is somebody else going to use it?
Yeah, probably no one else. is
Back
using
back
it.
to from whence it came.
Where do you?
I don't know. Just
Bottled water.
please keep talking. Please end the show. Bottled water clearly comes from the ocean. Just make me stop talking and end the
Okay.
show.
Well, I'm trying, but then you keep coming in with these interjections, and I don't know what's happening. But yeah, I will say I think while it is bad, it is better than not having anything to drink, and I think it's actually still better than what you two ended up with as like your last forced pick. So I feel okay about it. I don't feel great, but I feel okay. And to put Preston out of his misery here, at least for a brief moment, while we catch our breaths before our post-draft analysis segment, these are our final teams. I end up with Fiji as my beach, a windshade and sunscreen, beach chairs to sit in, a fishing pole, and sandcastle kit as my activities, and 1 case of I would say room temperature water,
Beach
but
temperature water.
hot outside temperature water. Yeah, as my snacks and drinks. Preston gets the Florida Gulf, pretzels and Gatorades, umbrellas and a sun shirt, bocce ball, towels, and nothing but the isolating reality of his own thoughts and fears. Kelsey ends up with a cabana to sit in, sandwiches / subs, and beers and seltzers. That's such a good pick. A frisbee and a kite to play with, 1 comically large umbrella hat, and she is in Wildwood, New Jersey. Of course, we have so much to discuss after one more break. Okay, we are back for the final segment, but I want to ask Preston for something because it really did feel like Kelsey had a vendetta out for Preston.
Don't know
pretty much
why.
that entire draft.
Don't know why.
And she said something in the break that kind of made it dawn on me. Preston, if you could do it all over again, would you go back to your first pick and not take the Florida Gulf so that Kelsey wasn't your mortal enemy the entirety of the draft?
Yes, I would. But more so because I think I was undervaluing sandwiches, subs, and cold beers and seltzers. It almost doesn't matter where you are after that point. And like that is the Wildwood vibe. You have to be able to like have some alcohol. So like I think that's the right spot to be with that combination. So I wouldn't have actually minded it that much. I ended up getting the second best thing of all the things, which is kind of the annoying part.
Yeah. So I would like to go on record and say that I didn't come into this with the intention to attack Preston. I didn't
Nobody
even make
does.
that decision after the golf pick. He was just setting up tees, and I was knocking him out of the park. I can't help that. But he said so many dumb things that I couldn't.
You could
help
walk
it.
away.
Like,
You could just walk
I
away.
can't.
You could.
It will be. It's
You
a
don't have to
community
beat a dead
service.
horse.
Like I
You don't have to beat a dead horse, Kelsey. This is Kelsey. this is. She grew up where clubbing seals is the norm.
Yeah. What am I to you but just another baby seal on the ocean, huh?
We do not want to get into the argument as to why clubbing seals is actually more humane.
What than what we did to Preston this episode? I agree. I do wholeheartedly agree with that. I do want to ask, as for a normal episode, what was the worst pick of the day? Now, this is always more difficult when we're much more constrained with the picks. But was there one that stood out as something that went too early, perhaps?
I still think kites are dumb.
I think fishing pole went too early. To me, fishing pole should have been the last activity pick.
I think that's great. You think fishing is worse than having literally nothing but the isolating route of your own thoughts and fears?
This was me thinking that option was paddleball.
Oh, okay.
Right.
That comment makes a lot more sense then.
Yes. Yeah. This is all coming round.
Yeah, I 100% would have taken paddleball over a fishing pole.
Gotcha. Okay, well then we agree.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so then new actually worst pick. Soaking wet sun shirt. Sun hoodie.
It does not say that. It does say sun
shirt. No.
Wet, you did.
It's true. You can. He pivoted. He did pivot.
Well, it's interesting because if you had just said sun shirt and you were like, oh, I'm going to take a sun hoodie, Daniel and I would have been like, yeah, fair enough. We love sun hoodies. Like, Daniel wears that light blue one all the time. Like,
But then you asked, are you going to wear it into the ocean?
Like,
and I thought,
soaking wet.
No.
You're like, wait, back up.
He thought the right answer.
You asked, are you going to wear it in the ocean? And I thought, would I like to be alive to see my kids? And I thought, yeah, I would. So then I have to do all of the things I can do to prevent my sunburn, my absolute cooking in the outdoors, and it had to be done.
Sure.
Listen, I think it's fine. I think it won't be a good time.
Yeah.
When you're
really putting a damper.
Nice.
I think I have a picture of Daniel wearing a sun hoodie in the ocean. Would anybody like to see it?
No, I'm just joking.
When we went to the beach?
Yeah.
I did not wear a sun hoodie into the ocean.
Are you sure? I'm looking right now.
100% sure.
Here's a picture of me laying down on a towel with an umbrella. That's nice. That at least proves my point. All right, I'll find it later.
You won't because it doesn't exist.
Okay.
The only clothes I wore, I may have brought this on to the beach, but I had my tank. And then when I went into the ocean, I took that off.
That's right.
I was bare chested.
You did have the tank.
Diving around for your frisbees in the ocean. It was a great time. I will say, Kelsey said that going to the beach with Preston would not be fun. It was very fun.
Wow,
I had a delightful time.
I'm totally rebounded. I feel great.
What beach did we go?
Hilton Head. Hilton Head.
That was Hilton Head Beach.
Yeah. Well, it's not Hilton Head Beach. Hilton Head has like 5 different beaches. It's Defusky.
No, so that's why I'm surprised he said that, because it was a nice beach.
It didn't feel like
concrete. I wouldn't have described it as concrete.
Really?
It did not, no. I didn't think so.
Interesting.
But yeah, I had a delightful time. I am not a beach person, but I had such a good time. I wanted to go back again on that trip, but couldn't convince Preston or Lauren to do it.
No, I wanted to play Wingspan, which we did.
Mm-hmm. We did do that instead. That was also very fun. What are some things, now usually I ask, like, what's the one thing that you wanted to pick that you couldn't pick, but there were none of those things. Mm-hmm. What's something that you would have liked to have seen in one of these categories that wasn't, Preston didn't come up with for our list?
So there's this like really like niche game that people play on the beach that like most people haven't heard about. It's really special and cool, but I would have liked to see a little like hobby. I'm just like letting you guys in on a big secret here. It's something called spike ball.
Spike ball, yeah. Preston has walked away in anger, and I can't blame him. Hopefully he comes back.
Stop being so mean to me.
That might have been the last one. We'll see.
Poor Preston. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't go spike ball. Spike ball is very fun. I think would have gone pretty high in the draft.
I would have really struggled. I think that would have been my number one activity pick, to be honest.
Yeah.
I love spike ball.
Yeah, spike ball's fun. I think I maybe would have liked to have seen something worse than towels. I don't know what it would be.
How is that possible? Just bare sand?
Well, just on the sand.
Yeah.
Who even shows up to a beach like that though? Like, what is the plan?
If you just like if you go without a plan, like it's a surprise beach day or something, you know.
Surprise beach
possible.
day.
Yeah, like you know, you're out doing other things with friends. Like, why don't we go to the beach? You're like, I mean, didn't really bring any beach stuff. Has this ever happened to you?
It did happen to me like a week ago. Yes, actually.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
That's when I ripped my shirt up a little bit, and I wasn't wearing the right pants and not the right shoes, and it was super uncomfortable, and I had a bad time.
It sucks. It sucks, right? Yeah, I other categories I would like to see maybe would have been like clothing. I mean, I guess there was kind of clothing and like sun protection, but also time of year. I would like to see in maybe a time of year,
a Canadian winter beach trip,
winter at Wildwood,
experience.
yeah. Very different experience. Okay, now I feel like, are we all going to pick our own beach trip here?
No.
I mean, it's time for the final question.
No.
No. Okay, Preston says no. And Kelsey says no. Okay. All right, so who do you think won the draft? Whose beach trip, day at the beach, would you most like as your own? And then if you're picking your own, who's your runner-up?
It's hard for me to think about what Daniel gets by being at Fiji. Like, am I thinking about just the view? Or does he also get, like, the attitude change that would come from somebody being at Fiji? Like, not a stress in the world kind of thing. Because if I'm in Florida, like, I've relieved stress a little bit. But I still feel like I'm, like, I don't know.
You're in the belly of the beast when you're in Florida.
Oh, yeah, if I was in Florida,
I still feel like at any point I'm going to be arrested for my opinions or something. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
But Fiji seems nice. But, like, are you at, like, a resort?
Take your books away.
I don't think we can like factor in the resort.
I think
stuff.
I'm just in one of the most beautiful places in the world. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, just one of those. Thing. Just one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's clearly between you two. Obviously, let's get that out of the way first.
Okay.
There's something enticing about having the canopy with beers and seltzers and sandwiches on like a party beach.
Also good for people
it's definitely
watching.
Also great for people watching. It's definitely a different vibe than what Daniel's got. So it's about what you want to do. But Daniel has the fishing pole in Fiji? I don't know, man.
I can't believe he didn't take the fishing pole. I'm still shocked by
it. Just doesn't seem great. Also, building a sandcastle in Fiji doesn't seem very fun either.
Really?
No.
Why is building a sandcastle less fun in Fiji than anywhere else?
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels like...
Didn't you write this list and make Fiji the most appealing option?
Yes,
You did.
I did.
Intentionally.
I did.
Okay.
Fiji's great.
But not if I pick it.
All right. I pick Daniel because Kelsey was mean to me.
I'll take it. I'll wear that.
Thank you, Preston.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Preston.
Which is amazing because I picked fill in the blank because so-and-so was mean to me has always been you, Daniel. Every single time. Except for today. You've been outdone.
A role reversal for you guys.
I feel like I was pretty nice to you today.
You were?
I saw
my
Kelsey
vote.
had the claws out, and I tried to bring the kid gloves out a little bit.
You have my
Not
vote.
be as harsh as I usually am. All right, Kelsey, who are you voting for here?
Well, obviously not Preston.
Pick me.
I think honestly we're all being too hard on Preston. I think we've all been convinced by Kelsey's maliciousness. If you look at Preston, like if you just look at Preston's picks, they're really not that bad.
But that's the problem, is they're the middle of everything and not the top of anything. Yeah. Like you can forget just having a case of water because you have other fun stuff. And you can forget being at Wildwood because you have other fun stuff. I have the middle range of all the things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't come in early and snag the best. I'm just extra mid.
Yeah. Maybe it was about strategy to like screw over.
Yeah.
Because like your first two picks were both like screw over the third person.
I'm just a warm cup of mayonnaise.
That's middle. What's worse than that?
A hot cup of mayonnaise.
A hot cup of mayonnaise. A non-room temperature cup of mayonnaise.
Even worse than that, hot plate of mayonnaise.
Worse than that, a frozen cup of mayonnaise, like a sherbet.
No. That's not worse.
I hate mayo at all temperatures.
Really? It's good.
Really? I wouldn't want to eat it as like by itself, but on a sandwich or.
I would pick Daniel's.
Over your own.
Yes.
Wow, this is
For
the
my
first.
own
I don't think
personal beach preferences.
Holy
She's very
hell.
biased against the state of New Jersey, which honestly, who can blame her?
I'm
Remember
biased
when
against
Pat took the state of New
United
Jersey
States, actually.
in the states draft? Remember that?
Taking the
Remember
state of
that?
New Jersey in the states draft is something that does not get enough attention in terms of worst
He
picks
could
of
pick
all
any
time.
state, and he picked
Yes.
New Jersey.
I mean,
so
we had
we took
picked
16
maybe
out of the 50 states, and that was one of the ones he took.
Yes, we had maybe I don't remember how many we had
16.
picked at that time, maybe 10 or something like that, but it would be in my bottom 5. I don't understand.
What's your worst one?
All right, that's too harsh.
Worst
on New Jersey,
state?
but
Yep.
I hate to do it because they get beat up all the time, but it's Mississippi and it's not close. Worst state.
although Mississippi does have gambling though in Biloxi.
Can't do it.
Doesn't Everett have gambling?
No,
No.
definitely not. We don't even have
No.
beers on Sundays in some places over here, so
Oh my god.
we got a ways to go.
Wow. And you guys are just moving backwards. So yeah, I'm picking yours, which is truly a first.
Yeah.
But I think the vibes on a Fiji beach, relaxing and making sandcastles and beach chairs with some shade sounds really nice. I do think mine would be very fun because I only recently thought of the people watching aspect of it, and lying in a cabana judging other people, that sounds dope.
It's a great New Jersey pastime, I'm sure.
I bet. The umbrella hat's a bit of a bit of a thorn in my side. I just think, I don't know. I just want to go to Fiji, so I think a really tropical beach sounds really nice. Maybe you can see some dolphins or something.
You do get
You
that
can see
nice
dolphins before the
sunshade too.
Yeah, but I'm not picking Preston.
We knew that was happening.
You guys used to be such good allies.
We
I'm
were
actually trying to
until
convince
about
him
an
to
hour
move to my
ago.
country, so.
I know. Every now and then I text Kelsey and I was like, what's cost of living like up there? And then we exchanged some good data. And then I'm like, all right, I'm going to look for jobs. And then 6 months later, I'm like, well, I looked for jobs and didn't find any, but I'm going to look again.
I'm worried about the snacks she's going to send you. Whenever she sends the Canadian snacks, I would have a taste tester for yours.
I'm going to send you guys the same ones.
But Preston's might be poisoned.
One of them looks like it's been
I see.
opened and resealed. I'm going to give that
It's
one to
duct
Lauren.
tape.
I'll give it to Lauren.
razor blades in there.
Yeah.
No. We're good. We're good. He made some bad picks. He made some bad choices, but we'll move past this.
Yeah.
Okay.
How could I be so
easy for you
naive
to say,
to
Kelsey?
not go out and snag my freaking kite in the first
I guess
round?
Preston does have to be alone with his own thoughts for a while too, so rough.
This is actually tough for me. It is close between me and Kelsey. Kelsey has three things. The first 3 picks are so strong. Kite just doesn't really do anything for me, and I would be worried about being sunburned. And also, honestly, the crowdedness of Wildwood. You say it's good people watching, but I fucking hate beaches that have 1 million people on them.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a pretty big detractor for me. I want to be. I'm not a huge beach guy in general, to be honest. As I said when talking about my trip with Preston to the beach. But if I can just be there, in beautiful nature and just enjoy that, then I'm all for that. So it is close between me and Kelsey. And honestly, I do think Preston's is not as bad as we're all making it. I do sincerely believe that. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pick myself and give Kelsey a second place. Mostly because of the subs and the booze. Cold subs
honestly,
and booze on a beach is
elevates.
so good. So good. But yeah, that's it. It comes down to your vote, of course, in the Google form. I think they're called Google Forms. Is that what they're called, Preston? Okay, the Google form. It'll be in the show notes. You don't need to go to Twitter anymore to vote, which is nice because Twitter is a hellscape and no one should be there anymore. But let us know, exactly why you picked who in the Discord, of course, and you know where else to follow us: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok now, etc., so on and so forth. And Kelsey, thank you so much for joining us this week. I think I'll have to be the only person thanking you this week. But thank you very much for sharing your time with us. How can the people give love back? You're not really creating, your own content. You're just...
You can follow Kelsey
program,
at
so.
Barstool Sports and at Elon Musk on Twitter. She's the 2 account runners for those 2 accounts. So be sure to give her a follow and a like over there. Yeah. Little known fact that she runs both of those accounts.
My pride and joys. Yeah, I don't. If anyone random follows me on Instagram, I will not accept the request. So, but TikTok.
Are you private over there?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think I am. But if anyone wants to follow me on TikTok, I do post a lot of basically only cat and garden content on TikTok. So
Nice.
if that's your thing, I'm at Kelp Hayden. Kelp, Kelp, Hayden.
This is a big moment of personal progression here, Preston, because before, when Kelsey was talking about TikTok, she refused to promote herself.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't want people.
I remember that very vividly.
So I am really overworking, and I'm hoping that I can make my cat social media famous.
Nice.
Ah, good luck.
So I can retire
Got it.
early.
Good luck.
Do you have a funny
Are
voice
there-
for the cat? Because that's usually step one.
She just has a really cute face. So
All right. Well, that seems to be a lot of them. So.
I bet she has more followers than you do on TikTok.
Well, that's certainly true.
How many does she have?
Like almost 500.
Holy.
We do. Daniel, I will tell you, the drafted account does not have 500 followers.
Hey,
Yeah, that's
maybe
okay.
we could like merge.
We're young. We're
But
new.
Daniel's weird disc golf
Yeah.
shot did get 20,000 views for some reason. Don't know why.
Fun. It's funny that
you
way,
think-
isn't it?
Do you think we got a single listen out of that?
I think we got a single listen out of that, yes. And hi,
I'll take it then.
welcome, friend.
I'll take it.
Hope you enjoyed the show.
That one person, let us know,
here.
please. Let us know. Like, I found you from the disc golf TikTok.
I must say, so many people
let us know.
come into our Discord and say one thing that they got infuriated about on the show, and then never chime in again. And to those people, you are welcome. That is what that space is
love you.
for. That is, we built that
100%.
space for you. Please come and do that. I love it.
Air your grievances.
Air your grievances.
Yeah, exactly.
Every day's Festivus
Exactly.
over there.
Oh, also, hang on. I want to. Hang on. This was sent to me via Snapchat chat. I feel like Preston needs to hear this.
Oh,
This can be our final out here. Oh, yep. It's gone. I think. Oh no, it's here. It's here. Oh no, sorry. It was in my Twitch chat. Never mind. But it was from Heather, who is Shark Lady Zorn, who is one of our patrons, one of our Patreon supporters.
okay.
And she said something along the lines of, because she knew I was leaving my stream to come record the podcast, something along the lines of, give Preston lots of love for me, and tell the guests that no matter what they do, they aren't as good as the host of the show.
You could have led with that, and it would have changed the whole environment of what we just experienced. I'm just kidding, it would have. But this is the thing. The more you guys beat up on me, the more support I get in Discord and in your chat,
Elsewhere.
Dan. I come into your chat every now and then, and I chime in and try and make more friends over
The
there.
people love everyone who is tangential to me.
Ah, is that what it is?
People like... Well, no, it's like because by comparison to me. Like, they hate me, so anyone that I know,
I see.
by comparison, they love.
I see. Gotcha.
Makes sense?
Hey, speaking of that, Dan, we should promote that on May 12th, we're going to be on Friggin' Nerds Fridays Live, and people should come watch us.
Is that the 12th?
Yes.
The 12th. Oh, shoot. I was thinking that was the 30th for some reason.
I believe it is the 12th.
It's a very different number.
May 12th. No, I think you're right. It was between those 2 days, and I think we picked the 12th. You're right. That's why Mike was hassling us about filling out the questionnaire weeks ago.
They host a game show style stream. We were on one a few months back. They are loads of fun. I had a great time last time. I know Dan did too. So come hang out. It'll be a great time, and they're great people.
Yeah, and we'll post the links for that in the Discord and on Twitter and everywhere. So, but yeah, please do come out. Show the drafted community love to the friggin' nerds. They are, you know them. They're like, our guests all the time.
Yeah.
But anyway, Kelsey, thank you so much. We're rambling now, so we're gonna end stream here. Get Kelsey out because she has a long weekend ahead.
God, that chair, Daniel! It's just
I'm sorry.
screaming. It is shouting in agony. Oh my God!
Listen, I found this chair on the side of the road. Okay, it's a nice chair, but it needs to be greased. It needs to be some WD-40. I will admit that.
God.
So apologies for all this came from the show, and apologies to Preston. We will talk to you guys next week. Thanks for listening.
Bye.